We are going to learn about eigenvectors and eigenvalues. We will understand what are those and how they are important in machine learning ecosystem. We can think of data as something that lives in a space. And when we apply a transformation to data like scaling, rotating or projecting it, most of the data points move around and maybe change their direction too. But there are some special directions that behave differently. These points don't change their direction at all. They might get stretched or squeezed, but they will not turn. These special directions are called eigenvectors. Let us understand this with a very simple example. Suppose you have a square photo of mountain trek on your phone and you want to make that photo twice as wide. So you start stretching it horizontally. Now if there is a diagonal line in the photo, maybe like a hiking trail going up the mountain, that particular line will not only just get wider but also tilts. It used to be steep, but after the transformation, it may start looking more flatter. This is how most data points in a matrix behave. Now, if we look at the horizontal line present in the photo, when you stretch the photo horizontally, the line gets bigger, but they do not change the direction. A horizontal line stays perfectly horizontal even after transformation. The components similar to that horizontal line, which survive the transformation without changing the direction, are called eigenvectors. Eigenvectors are very important because in a messy world of data, transformations mostly scramble everything. Eigenvectors are the backbone of that data. They are the directions that remain stable no matter how much you stretch or squeeze the information. So if you find the eigenvectors, you have found the fundamental orientation of your data. I hope eigenvector is clear to you. Now let us move to the second part, eigenvalues. So if eigenvector tells us the direction, eigenvalues tells us how important that direction is. Or in simple terms, the eigenvalue is the amount of stretching or compression. If the eigenvalue is larger, that means the eigenvector is of very high importance. And if the eigenvalue is small, then that means eigenvector or the direction doesn't change much and carries less information. Now if we consider our previous example of photo stretching, as we are stretching photo twice as wide, that means we are stretching it horizontally, then the horizontal eigenvalue is 2, and as the height didn't change at all, the vertical eigenvalue is 1. So eigenvectors gives us the direction and eigenvalue tells us how strong those directions are. Now we know what are eigenvectors and eigenvalues. Now we need to understand why these matters in machine learning. The real world data is messy and high dimensional. In simple terms, high dimensional means you are looking at a way too many details at once. Like you are trying to describe a house using its color, the number of nails on the floor, the brand of the toaster, or maybe 1000 other tiny details. So, due to this, you have a mountain of information, but a lot of those features or information are either correlated, redundant, or not really useful. What we really want is to find the main direction where the data actually varies the most. This is exactly what principal component analysis does. PCA looks at the data and look for which direction does the data spread out the most. These directions are the eigenvectors, and how much of that data spread in those directions, that will be captured by eigenvalues. So for describing a house, instead of keeping every single feature, PCA keeps only the most important directions. By doing this, now we are able to represent the overall data direction with a very smaller data set, which was earlier represented by a very large data set. The main goal of PCA is to reduce dimensions while maximizing variance. To achieve this, it can be divided in 5 standard steps. The first one is standardize the data. Now, it is possible that variables in dataset may have different scales. So PCA scales the data so that each feature has a mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1 to prevent the features with larger magnitude for dominating. Let us try to understand with a very simple example. Imagine you are evaluating two people based on their annual salary and age. Now, if you look at these numbers, the difference in the salary is 5000 while the difference in age is only 15. But because 5000 is much larger than 15, the algorithm will think that the salary is more important or has more variance. It may completely ignore the age difference because it looks like a tiny rounding error compared to the thousands of difference in dollars. Now to fix this, PCA scales the data so that they are in the same playing field. It transforms the number so that the mean of every category becomes 0 and the standard deviation becomes 1. Now after scaling, our data may look like this. Now a change of age is just as visible to the algorithm as change in salary. PCA can now accurately find the patterns across both variables without being blinded by the big numbers. Now, second step after standardization of data is to compute the covariance matrix. Suppose we have n number of features. Now, a n cross n matrix is calculated to identify how variables correlate with each other. If the positive values are there, that means the positive correlation is there, while negative value indicates the inverse correlation. Now, after calculating this, we need to calculate the eigenvectors and eigenvalues to find the direction and importance of that data. In the next step, eigenvalues are sorted in the descending order to rank the principal components from most informative to least informative components. Now, the top k components with highest eigenvalues are selected. That allows us to reduce the dimensions while preserving the maximum variance of the data. Now, in the end, the original dataset is projected onto selected top k eigenvectors to form a new reduced dataset. The result is the new dataset with fewer features that are uncorrelated and organized by significance. So, this is how dimensionality reduction works. In this, we are not throwing away the data randomly. We are keeping the directions that matter the most and ignoring the rest. This makes model faster, simpler, and often more stable. High dimensional data can be hard to understand, but once you project it onto the most important directions, then patterns become visible. Another important intuition here is data variance. Variance simply means how much of the data changes. Eigenvalues are directly connected to the variance. Large eigenvalues means high variance and strong patterns. On the other hand, small eigenvalues means low variance and mostly a noise. So when we talk about eigenvalues and eigenvectors, we are really talking about understanding the structure of the data. So using eigenvalues and eigenvectors, we are trying to learn which direction matter and which don't. So that is all about this video. Next, we will be covering matrix rank and determinants, which will tell us the usefulness of the information as a matrix. So stay tuned and keep learning.